Okay? Yes, I'm excellent. You want a copy of the Quran?
Yeah.
One or two?
Two.
Sure. Are you guys from here?
Just a bit more down south. But do you want to put these in there?
Sure.
I don't want to go.
So are you guys religious? Do you believe in anything?
Looking into it, yeah, definitely.
Sure. Looking into Islam or religion in general?
Islam specifically. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So are you right now following in religion? You believe in a creator, higher power?
I'd say so. Yeah.
Okay, so you
Towards it.
you believe in a higher power, leaning towards the higher power. You don't believe in a higher power at all.
We're getting there.
I want to look into it.
Sure. So let me give you a hypothetical example, and I always say, ask this question: do you believe that something can come from absolute nothingness? Like there's no energy, no matter, no space, no quanta, just there's absolute nothingness. Can anything come from that? No. So you cannot have something from nothing. We have a universe that has a starting point, and that starting point with matter and energy. Matter and energy is not conscious. It cannot compress itself. It cannot expand itself. So that would require an external cause. Would you agree? By necessity, right?
Yeah.
So whatever the external cause is, now look at what it did. It compressed the whole universe into a singularity, something that is minutely small, we can't even imagine it, and then expanded everything, and then matter and energy comes into existence. Then you have atoms starts to exist millions of years after the universe. You have very precise, minute measurements for everything. Electromagnetic waves, you have galaxies, stars. We're talking about being precise to the decimal places, right? Very, very specific numbers. There's a book written by Martin Rees called 6 Numbers. Shows you how intricate and detailed the universe is. If one number was different, the universe will not exist. And then on top of that, life would not exist. That's even something called fine-tuning, which is even more complication, right? For you to have life in the universe. Now, can any of that happen without an intelligent being behind it? Now, the universe is full of atoms. You know, an atom, if you split it, you have a nuclear explosion. It has a magnificent amount of energy in it. So whatever brought that into existence, I would say by necessity, requires knowledge, requires power that we cannot even comprehend of. And brings time and space into existence, because time and space continues, we live it, starts with the universe, and then you have the creator being independent of it, whoever brought the universe or created it. So would you agree that it's rational then to say there has to be something with these characteristics that create the universe? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so we would say is like the existence of God is a reality from that aspect, right? Just like this table cannot exist without creator that creates it, right? Cannot just pop into existence by itself, right?
Yeah.
Now what about...
It's got to come from somewhere.
Yes, exactly, yes. Everything has a beginning. And I say that because the creator is always existing. And why? Because if you keep having an infinite chain of things that needs other things, nothing will exist. Because I will need you, she will need you, and then nothing will ever start. So there has to be something that starts everything. See, that is the creator of the universe, right? Because this is a common question that sometimes people get, right? Who created God? If someone creates God, then we'll say who created God? And who created who? And it will never end, right? And we wouldn't exist because nobody will ever create anything, right? So what about prophets and messengers? Do you believe or do you have any idea about prophets, messengers of God, people who come to deliver?
I have a rough idea, because that's Muhammad, Jesus was a prophet.
Yes.
Abraham.
Yes. Absolutely.
That's all I know.
So what is your view about them? Do you believe that there are, so since now we agree there has to be some creator of power, right? Yes. So we say those messengers and prophets of God, they all come and say we came from that entity that created the universe, right? We're coming here to deliver a message for you from the creator that created you and us. If there is a creator, then it would make perfect sense for him to send messengers to tell us our purpose, because we didn't create ourselves. And you cannot come yourself to the conclusion of why do you exist. You know, many people say, what's my purpose in life? But that is not an answer you can give. You can have a subjective purpose, doing something on the side, but what is the objective purpose of the existence of all humanity? Only the one who made you can tell you. You know, the one who made your watch, for example, is the one who determined is going to tell you the time. So that purpose of telling the time was given by the maker and the manufacturer, right? So the one who ascribes purpose to things is the one who designs and makes these things and objects, okay? So we see those prophets and messengers come and tell us our purpose. Muslims believe the purpose in this life, in this existence, is to be tested. This life is a test, and that test is whether you will do good, right, and fulfill yourself by connecting with the Creator, doing goodness in community and society, or you will follow Satan and your own desires. There's only two ways. There's only two paths. So, for example, if you're living your life right now, not following a specific religion, how do you determine whether something is right or wrong?
I used to use the law.
You use what? Sorry? Law.
Yeah.
Which law? Oh, the law of the country.
Yeah.
So then, do you think morality then is relative? Do you think morality then is relative and is based on your country? So if you go, for example, to a country and law says, hypothetical example, right? Law says it existed in history that slavery is okay. Then does slavery then become okay, morally acceptable? If it was the law, no. So morality is not relative then. It's not based on the community, society, or the law. So how do you determine then? Because if you say no, based
Try
on
to use my moral compass, I guess.
excellent. So
How would I want to be treated? That's all.
okay, treat others as you want to be treated. That's a very common thing I said, and that comes from a liberal principle, right? That is kind of a selfish principle as well. And there's many things that doesn't extend to other people. I'll give you a very graphic example, right? Bear with me, I take this graphic example. Yeah, so you have, for example, a brother and a sister want to have intercourse. They're not doing anything to others, right? They do get with themselves. You would agree that's wrong. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But that is, yeah, so what would we use to come to the conclusion that this is wrong or incorrect? So the reason I ask you, because look, you can only have subjective or objective morality. If morality comes from within, then there is no morality. Because you think something subjectively right, I think something subjectively wrong. That thing itself is not neither here or wrong, neither right or wrong. It's just based on what we think in that moment. So there has to be an objective standard, criteria that me and you can come back to determine what is right or wrong. So we say, as Muslims, morality has to be objective. Objective means it's not based on my opinion, my subjective ideas and understanding, but it's based on God. Why? When you make something, you know everything about it. When they create objects, they give you manuals, right? This is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do, operate it that way. Why? Because the maker, the creator, knows every detail about what he made. The creator knows everything about us. He knows us more than we know ourselves. He knows that which is good for us, and he knows that which is bad for us to avoid. So morality, then, it makes perfect sense to come from God, who's all-wise, all-knowing. And then whatever he tells you to do will reflect those perfect attributes of God. Do you agree that makes sense? So then we say, without revelation, you cannot really determine what is right or wrong objectively, or enforce it on others as well. Say to people, okay, this is wrong because God said it's wrong, right? It's not my personal opinion. And that's why you see societies are changing, shifting very, very much, especially in the West, right? What was wrong in some time, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, today is, you know, the right. It's everything where you should push and put. And why is it shifting and changing like that? Because there is no criteria, moral standard that people can go back to. In the past, it was religion, it's Christianity actually, but right now, today, liberalism is just based on what a person feels. It's mostly, don't harm anyone else, do to others as you like done to yourself. This is what is really been propagated in the Western society, but that's not enough really to know what is good or bad. And it doesn't have any connection with the Creator, with God. It's just about the person. That's why I kind of called it selfish. I don't mean like, you know?
No.
Yeah, but it's just, you think about yourself, what makes it, how you feel. But you don't think about the community, and you don't think about God, which is very, very important, right? So this is the message of the Quran. You'll find guidance, the moral aspects of life, objective morality, and you'll find the answers to the question of what will happen to you when you die. Many people make assumptions, but you don't need an assumption if the Creator who made the universe will tell you what will happen to you from the moment your soul leaves your body until what we say eternality, whether that is eternal bliss or eternal punishment, based on how you live this life, right? So do you guys have any questions for me? Anything comes to mind about Islam that maybe you've heard that is like, you want to clarify? And you can ask anything, absolutely. Like, I don't get offended. Okay, sure.
Oh, actually, can I be a Muslim if I've drank alcohol in the past?
Yes, absolutely. So whatever in Islam, the Prophet
It's
ﷺ.
riba.
Yes, that's excellent. Yes. So if the minute a person becomes Muslim, every sin he did in the past is forgiven. Prophet told us Islam removes everything before it. Just like repentance removed that which is before it, becoming a Muslim would remove the sins that were there. That was before you became a Muslim, before you took that oath and accepted Islam and connected with God. There are many people who are living who've not come across the idea of Islam as well. And if they don't and die like this, they have a different test on the Day of Judgment. But God is not going to hold them accountable until they hear the message, they know the truth. And then once they accept Islam, then there is a clean new slate that you have basically with you and the Creator and everything that you do. So don't worry about the past. Even some people have tattoos, they worry about tattoos. Even if it will remain on your body. If you've done it before Islam, then Islam doesn't require you to do anything towards it. Okay.
We're good.
That's excellent.
I think I saw one thing about wearing the hijab. Would it be okay to like slowly get there and like work your way up just because I'm not used to it like out?
Yes. You know, the Prophet ﷺ, when he sent his companion Mu'adh, that was the name of his companion, he sent him to Yemen, right? A country called Yemen. There was people of the book there, Christians and Jews. He said to them, you're going to invite people of the book to Islam. Let the first thing you call them to is to worship on God alone. That is the most important thing. And the Prophet said, if they agree, then tell them there's prayers. Then if they agree, then tell them they have to give charity. The gradualism that we talk about. So the Prophet didn't say, go tell them everything that they should and shouldn't do, and like which will confuse them, right? You have to take people gradually, step by step, and ease into everything. Even alcohol, since you mentioned that. The prohibition of alcohol in Islam came gradually. First, Allah revealed that there is benefits and harms in alcohol, but there is more harms than benefits. So the harms outweigh the benefits. So Allah is just letting them know, okay, there's more harm in this thing. Then the second thing, Allah said, do not come near the prayer when you're drunk until you know what you say. And you pray 5 times, then it's difficult, right? You only can pray, probably drink in the night time, so there's restrictions now, right? Then in the end, Allah said, completely avoid it because it's the work of Satan, right? So it was a very gradual thing that took time because people were drinking it more than water. Like, and by the way, when the prohibition came, the whole floors were flooded of alcohol. The whole roads was all wet because of how much alcohol these people were drinking that time, right? So Islam takes things like this gradually. Allah understands your nature as a human being and that you're coming from a different, of course, background, etc. So you can ease into it step by step. There's nothing to worry about, absolutely.
Can I have another one from my friend?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, why not? There you go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No problem. It's nice talking to you guys. See you. Bye-bye.